Now, one of the biggest debates I've been hearing amongst wrestling fans is whether Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family are actually heels. Now, one of the reasons why they kind of question is the fact that, yes, of course, the fans have been cheering them on and stuff like that in arenas across the world, joining him when he's singing. He has the whole world in his hands. But one of the things I've noticed from these wrestling fans is that they kind of miss out on the obvious of what makes Bray Wyatt an actual heel. And I'm a firm believer that he is actually a full-blown heel, even though the fans love him. But I think that puts over the whole cult leader character, because his words, I have to say, are very seductive. Now, what we just saw on Monday Night Raw is actually a perfect example, or perfect evidence that this guy is definitely a heel. And the main reason why? Just a few words. He believed that he was right. He believed that he is the good guy in all of this. And this is something that Mick Foley said, and I quote, the bad guy has to believe he's right. And to quote something else from Steve Corino, the heels believe that they are the babyfaces. In other words, they have an agenda, and whatever they did, their motives has to be justified. They have justifiable motives as to why they do what they do. And they never really call themselves that I'm evil, I'm a bad guy. But they actually believe that I did nothing wrong. I did what I feel was right. And this past Monday, is a good, perfect example of that. Now, I know a lot of people may be thinking, well, all he did was try to attack Jerry Lawler and stuff. Yeah. And definitely that doesn't make him a top heel. But it's the reason behind it. Did you people actually listen to his promo while Jerry Lawler was in that ring, sitting down between Eric Rowan and Luke Harper? He's pretty much telling them that it's because of people like you who is on that commentary booth that is spreading the poison of John Cena. Why John Cena is so great, but where Bray Wyatt actually see the real John Cena for what he really is, which is what he's trying to bring out. And he feels that men like Jerry Lawler, who's in the commentating booth, and everyone knows that words are very powerful, people believe in words, that he's actually in the way of his agenda. He's standing in the way of Bray Wyatt's agenda. And what do we do if someone's in the way of our agendas and our goal? We try to eliminate them. And that's exactly what Bray Wyatt was trying to do. And to his mind, what I was doing was the right thing. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm trying to spread my message across, and this one guy is actually distracting my message. Perfect. That makes him feel like he's justified for what he did. And he even said that what he did was wrong. He really believed what he did was right. And then to put the icing on the cake with this whole thing about Bray Wyatt being one of the top heels in WWE is after John Cena made the attempt to save Jerry Lawler, and then when he failed, Usos came out and they actually made the save. John Cena cut a promo on Bray Wyatt while Bray Wyatt was there. Now, keep in mind, a lot of people see Bray Wyatt's reaction to other people's promos as, not really taking them seriously. He laughs and stuff like that, But then we actually saw Bray Wyatt being kind of pissed off, or I would say offended by his facial expressions when John Cena actually said this to Bray Wyatt, that what you're doing is pure evil. That he is actually evil. And Bray Wyatt was really offended by that. And those are the little things you need to look at. He was offended. You can see how his face turned from smiles to just, what the fuck you just said? because he doesn't believe that he's evil. He believes that he is in the right, that he's the good guy in all this, and that John Cena is the true bad guy. How dare you call me evil? You're the one that's evil. Think about it. It happened to Darth Vader. If you ever watched third episode, he thinks that the Jedi were evil for what they were doing, hence why he jumped to the dark side. Does that make Darth Vader an evil man? To other people, yes, what he did. But to Darth Vader, what he did was right. He was justifying his actions. He's the good guy in all this. Osama bin Laden is a perfect example of a guy that actually believed that he was in the right. We know what he did was evil, but he gets offended if someone calls him evil, and he feels that we Americans are evil. That's what made him a true villain. And this is the same thing that's happening with Bray Wyatt. He actually believes that I'm in the right. That's what makes you a good heel. And I think those are the little things that a lot of fans seem to overlook, because all they want to look for is the obvious. Are they beating up a fan favorite wrestler or a babyface? Are they bad mouthing the fans? Are they cheating to win and stuff like that? That's what makes you a heel. Not necessarily, because I've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin cheat and beat up babyfaces when he stuns them left and right. Does that make him a heel? No, he was actually a face at that time. And maybe people say with tweener, but he was more on the face side of being a tweener. And look at Eddie Guerrero, another good, perfect example. Cheating to win, cheating to win. He was being a freaking hypocrite, and guess what? People loved it. Actually made a comedy act out of it, which was actually great. So the bottom line is, people, if you really want to know if a heel is being a heel and a really good one, try to look for what is their justifications. If they really think of them as think they are the good guy, which is the biggest thing, look for the justifications for their actions. Why do you think Triple H is one of the top heels in the company right now? Because everything he does has a justification. He never said that he was wrong. He believes that what he's doing is right, and dare I say, right for business. And Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, they really believe what they're doing was right. And that's something to think about, guys. Mick Foley said, the bad guy has to believe he's right. And Steve Corino says, heels believe that they are the good guys. They are the baby faces. And maybe people are not going to agree with what they do, but the fact is, what they do, everything they do justifies the means. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you still feel that Bray Wyatt is still questionably a babyface for what he's doing because the fans are cheering for him? Or do you agree with what I said? Or you want to add to what I said about what makes a heel a heel? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and we'll see if it goes from there. Alright, guys? Take care.